Warning, today's review contains spoilers for the book Little Women. It also contains spoilers for this movie, but who cares about that? It is a Disney film for children, but this review is not for children or people that don't know the ending of Little Women. Hello, and this review is of You Ruined My Life from the wonderful world of Disney. It may or may not be about Mimi Rogers' foot fetish.
You have very neat toes.
Our movie improper begins with a casino that is totally Caesar's Palace, but for copyright reasons is just the palace, and a guest is coming back. Who could it be?
She's back! She's back!
Minerva, she's back.
Jake, she's back! She's back!
She only likes pink next to her skin. Or purple.
You're kidding.
Oh, she's nice, but she's weird.
Much like the Disney Plus return of Punky Brewster, it's Soleil Moon Frye. Do not care if that's how you pronounce her name.
Hello, everybody! I'm back!
Soleil Moon Frye plays 11-year-old Minerva, whose parents sadly passed away from off-screenitis and is now torn between super fun uncle who owns a casino and super uptight aunt Hermione who wants her to be a proper lady.
You and your seedy friends are destroying this girl's moral fiber. If there's anything left to destroy...
Oh, wait a minute, Hermie.
No, you wait. Jack and I are redoing the room behind the garage. It'll be perfectly adequate for a girl her size.
So, who will be our hero that trains Minerva to be a proper young lady, or at least pass the test to get into private school so that evil Aunt Hermione doesn't get custody? As hinted before with the foot fetish scene, that is Paul Reiser.
You have disgraced this institution.
Me, sir?
You, sir. I want to see you in my office on the double.
Sir, this is not at all what it seems to be on the surface.
Top secret research. Bah!
He is a math teacher in Boston who has, with the help of his students, created a machine to help him cheat at blackjack, even though what he's doing is not cheating, and this entire movie was written by someone who has no knowledge of blackjack or cards or casinos at all. Basically what he's doing is just has a cheat card, which you're totally allowed to fucking do. The point of counting cards is to decide how much you're going to bet, and if you bet, not to hit or stay. That's not how any of this works.
I am infallible. Look at this.
Of course, the machine breaks, and he bets on his own and loses, but they don't really care about that because, again, he wasn't fucking cheating. What they care about is they stole the money to stake his bets in the first place. So, instead of killing him, he has to tutor Minerva, because he is a teacher, after all.
I swear to you, I'm going to get that 50 grand out of you, even if I have to sell the fillings out of your teeth. And you're going to get her into the Wyman school. No, you are, Bunch.
Oh, if she can make 80% or better, they'll take her. The examination's in a few weeks.
It's in a few weeks. Will you keep it down?
Ignore the shirt change. This review was totally not filmed over a 3-day period. You're imagining things. Anyways, side note in this movie, Paul Reiser only talks to 2 women, and both immediately start flirting with him. Is Paul Reiser attractive? And I'm just crazy?
Do you, by any chance play tennis?
No, ping pong.
Really, any good?
While Paul Reiser's upstairs getting yelled at, Minerva and her little friend, the scamps that they are, accidentally delete the data and all the hotel room key cards, thinking that they're playing on a musical computer.
See, that's great. What is it? It's a musical computer, I think.
card won't work. Well, here, let me try.
Can you play another tune? I don't know.
Initially, of course, studying does not go well, as she's a spoiled little brat.
We're gonna start at 9 o'clock in the morning.
No way. 10:30, I've got Family Sorrow. Oh, and at 11, I've got Search for Love. Oh, and I have to leave my lunches for in case Jake needs me to have the Primavera. I'll do whatever I want.
You're being very childish.
Well, I am a child.
And the Jake at Primavera thing does come up again because apparently she's the hotel bartender? An 11-year-old? Sure. Doesn't know who George Washington is, but she's a bartender.
Who's that?
In God we trust. God?
Learning about a couple presidents didn't exactly stoke her interest in education, so instead she decides to sell all of her stuff in order to pay off Paul Reiser's debts.
Well, have you ever seen my nail polish collection? No. Blue, green, orange, yellow, black, every color ever made. And I've got my trumpet, solid silver.
And hilariously gets arrested in a raid of a pawn shop.
What do you want?
Money.
That's the straight talk. Sit on this.
With further threats from Aunt Hermione, it's time for Paul Reiser to double down. Double down, it's a blackjack reference. Not that this fucking movie would know that. And despite the mockery of those around him, Paul Reiser actually gets Minerva to learn something.
When a person is operating under extreme duress and suddenly confronted with the possibility of losing a limb or two, and perhaps his life, then whammo, the brain springs back into action. And to seat her, a lady waits until the gentleman is seated before touching the table. Obviously, none of my dates have ever heard of this book.
You ever put ketchup in your chicken soup?
Wait a second, where is the place setting? There should be rows of forks and spoons. Yeah, miss. Waitress.
Yeah, what's up?
We are having soup as our first course, and this is not a soup spoon.
The locals are not impressed, but Minerva does start to learn.
After you, Philip. Oh, no, Clive, I wouldn't dream of it. You go first.
Facing mysterious wicked Lorraine. Do you know that poor Alsace was forced into marrying her? I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. Sit down. All right, it's 1871. Now, France and Prussia were involved in a bitter custody battle. France at that time was separated from Germany by the Rhine River, right down the middle. His father and mother died. You know, we can finish this later.
No, not read.
His father and mother guided her tenderly through the valley of the shadow and gave her up to God.
She's dead. Beth's dead.
Beth dies? Is that true? If I keep reading, is Beth gonna die?
Inexplicably, they also drive out to the desert and he teaches her how to dance, which is not creepy at all. Okay, it's a little bit creepy. So Minerva learns everything she needs to learn, even has a nice dinner with her family and rich investors in the hotel, and she's on a great path until Paul Reiser makes plans with her for story time and then forgets when he goes out on a date with Minnie Driver. So Minerva runs away.
Well, you're obviously a fan of museum stories.
No, I wish her the best. It makes me...
Unfortunately, this leads nowhere because there's only 5 minutes left in the movie, and turned out that Minerva just ran away to go take the test like she was supposed to anyways, so it meant nothing! Also, Paul Reiser runs into another woman who immediately flirts with him. This man is not attractive. What is going on?
Are you on the faculty here?
No, I'm not a teacher.
Well, you look like one. I just started here myself.
Well, that's great.
Well, bye-bye.
Well, thanks. Good luck.
So obviously Minerva passed the test, moves off to Boston, but what about Paul Reiser and Minnie Driver? Will they get together? Well, no, because of this one throwaway scene early in the movie.
Just sounds like a cunning new way to import dates for you-know-who.
I am trying to open the doors here to a classier clientele.
So yeah, Minnie Driver gets a promotion working in promotions and stays at the hotel, and Paul Reiser goes the fuck home. Probably bangs that teacher at the private school. So the overall review of this one, it's a Wonderful World of Disney weekly TV movie, which means everyone has a happy ending. But do they really? Minerva tells us nothing ever changes at the hotel after learning that Minnie Driver is going to stay on with a promotion, so anything them characters are trying to do probably isn't going to work out. She doesn't start school for another couple months and can still mess that up. We don't know for sure she actually passed the test. She just thinks she does, but she also thought she knew who George Washington was, so we can't really trust her knowledge of test taking. Paul Reiser moves back home without Minnie Driver and maybe ends up hooking up with the teacher at Minerva's school, but we don't know that's going to happen. So it's a happy beginning in people's lives, not exactly a happy ending. We've gone through all the important cast in this one, with Soleil Moon Frye getting a new Punky Brewster show, Paul Reiser got a new Mad About You TV show, and Minnie Driver, I'm sure she's doing fine. The writer for this is Robin Swicord, who wrote much more interesting things than this in her future, with Matilda, Practical Magic, Memoirs of a Geisha, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and the 1994 screenplay of Little Women, which she spoiled in this movie, which is weird. Despite its flaws, it's a pretty harmless movie, even though it does teach kids to run away as long as they think they're running away for a good reason. So maybe not a great movie for kids. Thank you for watching. As always, I shall try to do better next time, and here is your bonus clip for this review. Goodbye.